Hello everybody, I'm Judy Ginsburgh and hopefully this will work. I've rigged this camera up so you can hopefully see what I'm doing here. I'm going to show you how to make tie-dyed or rainbow Hamantaschen. And Hamantaschen are a dessert treat that's shaped like a triangle. We eat it on the holiday of Purim, and it's supposedly in the shape of the hat that the villain Haman wore. He wore a triangular shaped hat. So we make these cookies in a triangle shape. I make mine out of a sweet dough and fill them with different types of filling, poppy seed, prune filling, apricot. Some people put chocolate chips, whatever you like in the middle of your Hamantaschen. So this year I'm making tie-dye Hamantaschen. And I made my dough. I make my dough ahead of time. Made several big bags like this of dough. Special secret recipe. And I make my dough in a Cuisinart, so it's, fairly easy to make. And I made a bunch of this last night and put it in the refrigerator, because if it gets a little harder, it's a little easier to work with. And then earlier this morning, I dyed different batches of the dough. I just took equal size pieces of dough and laid them out, and took some of this food coloring dye that you can find really easily nowadays because it's also Easter egg dye. So it's very easy to find, food coloring dye. And I didn't have any gloves and I didn't want to go out and buy any, so I decided to be very creative. And I used 2 quart-size Ziploc baggies, put them over my hands and kind of zip them up like this. And that's what I used to put the food coloring on the dough, and made 4 different colors. I'm not going to get real fancy this year. I've done purple and other things, but 4 colors will give you that rainbow or tie-dye effect on your Hamantaschen. And so I use this to form the dough. So after you have your dough and you've colored it, I have red, yellow, green, and blue, you're going to take your dough and just try to flatten it out with your hand so that you can put it into a bread pan. And I've pre-lined the bread pan with plastic wrap so it doesn't stick. And I'm just going to take each ball of this dough and pat it out until it fits in the bottom of this bread pan. So I'm going to take my red first and just kind of work with it. And the dye doesn't really come off on your hands after you've dyed it, so you can pretty much use your hands. And we're just going to kind of form it into that rectangle shape. Try to get it to fit in this pan and cover the bottom layer of the pan. So we're going to spread our dough out to fit the bottom layer of the pan. See how I'm doing it? And I'm just going to keep working it until it fills that bottom layer, pressing it down so that it covers the whole bottom of the pan. So now we have our first layer red. Now I'm going to take the yellow ball of dough and do the same thing and put it on top of the red layer. So we're going to take our dough, we're going to smash it in there, put it right on top of that red layer, press it down so that it kind of seals in with it. So we're going to continue to press. I injured my right finger. I'm right-handed, but I'm having to use my left because the Cuisinart kind of nicked my right finger yesterday when I was making the dough, so that wasn't great. So now we have our yellow layer on there. We're going to take our green layer and do the same thing. And after the green layer, we'll take our blue layer and put it on top. Just put it right in here. I usually do 2 layers of each color. So I have red, yellow, green, blue, and then I start again, red, yellow, green, blue. Layer it in this bread pan lined with plastic wrap. And then I put it in the freezer for about maybe an hour or so. So tomorrow we're going to take it out of the freezer and actually make the Hamantaschen. So this is what I wanted to show you today, was how to set it up and get ready. So now we're going to put our green layer in and smash it right on top of that yellow layer, which is on top of the red layer. And create. We're getting ready to make our tie-dyed Hamantaschen. Like I said, we'll put this in the freezer for about an hour. And then tomorrow around 1:30 Central Time, I will take this out and show you how to turn it into a delicious tie-dyed Hamantaschen cookie. So I'll continue with the blue layer and then do that all over again. And I'll see you tomorrow where we will make the Hamantaschen, and you'll see exactly how we put it together with the filling, and then we'll put it in the oven. And I will be enjoying them, and maybe you'll make some of your own. And I wish you a very happy Purim. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.